A dramatic fireworks display can be the highlight of a summer. It also can provide a feast for the senses. Bright colors delight the eye. Thunderous booms and whistles surprise the ear. If you are close to the show, you can feel the pressure waves that ripple from each exploding shell. And folks downwind of the action can smell the burnt gunpowder that fueled each rocket, and perhaps even taste it in the air. Electric vehicles have arrived. With technology led by Tesla and all of the world's major car manufacturers following along behind, electric vehicles are now a common sight on the roads of most developed countries. Yet the situation in less developed countries is rather different. The only African country to have started the change to electric vehicles is South Africa. Neutron stars, the compressed remains of massive stars gone supernova, are the densest normal objects in the known universe. Black holes are technically denser, but far from normal. Just a single sugar cube worth of neutron star material would weigh 100 million tons here on Earth, or about the same as the entire human population. Based on the results from this study, we hypothesized that a high protein diet coupled with low carbohydrate intake would be beneficial for prevention of bone loss in adults. The classic era of Mayan came to an end around 900 AD. Why this happened is unclear. The cities were probably over farming the land, so that a period of drought led to famine. Recent geological research supports this, as there appears to have been a 200-year drought around this time. Symptoms of depression decrease with improvements in sense of smell, particularly among patients with dysosmia. New research published in the journal Scientific Reports highlights the intricate relationship between depression and sense of smell. The study found that participants' symptoms of depression dropped as their odor identification improved, particularly among those with an impaired sense of smell. Any writer must decide upon an order and a structure for a book in keeping with the reflexive nature of the work. There are strong currents of reiteration in the book, with each iteration developing understandings of research, theory, and practice as the story continues to unfold. Our major conclusion is that the current measure needs to be revised. It no longer provides an accurate picture of the differences in the extent of economic poverty among population groups or geographic areas of the country, nor an accurate picture of trends over time. An industry or workplace often has its own terms for certain items, places, or groups of people, and a university is no different. Here we have attempted to explain some of the terms you may have come across on our websites that are specific to higher education. The noise restrictions are based on measurements on animals in captivity exposed to noise levels that induce a temporary threshold shift (TTS) in hearing. The TTS onset threshold is the lowest noise exposure capable of inducing a small temporary reduction of hearing sensitivity, also known as auditory fatigue, with full recovery shortly after exposure. Our information office on campus provided resource and support to help you make the right choices about childcare, whether you are a student, staff, or member of the local community. The office provides information about the 5 centers closest to our campuses, relevant government agency, and other daycare centers in the surrounding areas. We understand that not everyone can put their job and other responsibilities on hold to study. That's why our healthcare ethics and law master courses are available to study by distance learning, so you can fit gaining an academic qualification around your work and family. Neither golden eagles nor bald eagles are endangered species. The US bald eagle population has more than quadrupled since 2009, from around 72,000 to 317,000 birds. But the US golden eagle population is still relatively small, around 30,000 birds, and at risk of declining. Written by 10 eminent professors, it had been updated to reflect the shifts of sociological thought in the last 5 years, making it the most comprehensive, authoritative, and contemporary dictionary available. It was essential reading for all students and teachers of sociologies and other related courses, and also for the general reader. Since our graduate admission school is not centralized, each of the university's 6 schools and colleges admits students to its own programs. For information about specific program degrees, graduate applications, graduate admission requirements and procedures, graduate scholarships, and the status of your application, visit the individual school websites. Our central aim is to enable you to develop knowledge and attitudes and skills that are conducive to constructive involvement, cooperation, and teamwork with others, and will serve you well in future endeavors. To succeed, the process demands all of us a serious exercise in civic responsibility. Regular exercise releases brain chemicals key for memory, concentration, and mental sharpness at the same time as lifting your mood and lowering stress and anxiety, all of which contribute to brain health. Studies show that regular exercise helps you manage complex tasks, organize and razor sharpen your focus, which is great for those long revision sessions or particularly complex exam questions. In medicine, the application of information technology means the digitalization of medical records and the establishment of an intelligent network for sharing those records. Other benefits flow from these technological changes. In the past, medicine has taken a paternalistic stance, with the all knowing physician dispensing wisdom, but that is becoming increasingly untenable. The information session is a 45-minute presentation conducted by an admission representative. Immediately following the session is a 90-minute walking tour of the campus led by a student ambassador. Walking tours of the campus generally include classroom buildings, a residence hall room, a dining hall, the library, athletic facilities, performing art facilities, and the student union. Along with all that they have in common, infants also show unique individual traits. Some are more active than others, some are more sociable, and some are more interested in the world around them. Infants earlier on show consistent differences in friendliness and anxiety level, which form part of their early character. The findings of modern research support the view that the evolution of primitive men and their culture should be regarded as unity. Yet this unity is exceedingly complex, and future research will doubtless enable us to make finer distinctions between the periods that people composed it. Venture capitals and public funding authorities need to carefully consider the incentive issues of entrepreneurs when providing support. In allocating resources to potentially competing innovators, there is a trade off between the risk of innovation failure and anticipation. Diverse investment lowers the risk of having no successful innovation, but also reduces the expected profit from the post innovation market. Smart cities are emerging as major engines for deploying intelligent systems to enhance urban development. In developing economies facing rapid urbanization and technological change, new cities are being built with smart technologies and ideals, complete with business districts and residential facilities to entice businesses and talents to relocate. Governments tout the potential of such greenfield smart cities for innovation and sustainability. China's Belt and Road Initiative is enhancing development prospects and creating new business opportunities in Asia, one of the world's most dynamic regions. Announced in 2013, it is an ambitious plan to promote economic cooperation with countries around the world that has increasingly defined mainland China's global engagement. The official goals are to promote connectivity, policy coordination, facilities connectivity, unimpeded trade, financial integration, and people to people bonds. After a pandemic with major social and economic consequences, emerging and developing countries need to swiftly address a two pronged policy objective: sovereign debt sustainability and being able to fund investment, especially investment with high economic and social returns. So far, the international community has alleviated the liquidity strain among developing countries and quickened the mobilization of financial resources. Many stakeholders are concerned that Hong Kong is losing its competitive edge. A recent research reports find that non-positive interventionism no longer works and Hong Kong's research funding model needs improvement. Hong Kong should rejuvenate technology development through high-level government leadership by informing government decision making with professional and technical expertise, nurturing human capital and technological talent, and facilitating innovation collaboration. Consultants are generally brought in on the important decisions that are vital to the future of the company to make sure that every angle is considered. They can devote themselves entirely to the question at hand, while executives are normally busy with the actual running of the company. Consultants also offer deep expertise in a particular industry or subject, such as market positioning or restructuring. Standardization is the process of developing, promoting, and possibly mandating standards based and compatible technologies and processes within a given industry. Standards for technologies can mandate the quality and consistency of technologies and ensure their compatibility, interoperability, and safety. A lack of standardization often manifests in large numbers of incompatible proprietary formats for a given technology and for technologies that must interoperate. Commercial satellite imagery is currently in a sweet spot, powerful enough to see a car but not enough to tell the make and model. Collected frequently enough for a farmer to keep tabs on crops' health, but not so often that people could track the comings and goings of a neighbor. Federal regulations limit images taken by commercial satellites to a resolution of the length of a shoe. The most common peptic ulcer symptom is burning stomach pain. Stomach acid makes the pain worse, as does having an empty stomach. The pain can often be relieved by eating certain foods that buffer stomach acid or by taking an acid reducing medication, but then it may come back. The pain may be worse between meals and at night. When you have selected a topic, you will first have to familiarize yourself with the topic in order to clarify it. In this way, you will get a clearer idea of all aspects concerning the topic, definitions, facts, and theories. You will get to know related terms and concepts, the context, and the various possible ways of approaching the topic. The wonderful framework of mature trees creates a secluded, enclosed atmosphere that unites a great variety of plantings to inspire visitors in all seasons. Spring in the garden is marked by leafing up and flowering of trees and the eruption of the flowers in the bulb meadows and woodland understory. Films can be compelling when used well. They have the power to change people's perspectives and outlook on life. When we consider it in education, it has become one of the ideal teaching methods for various reasons. It helps to motivate learners to be more productive and look on a positive side of life. Locomotion underpins a limitless array of animal behaviors and can be a rich source of inspiration for the design of modern machines. Movement requires mechanical interaction with the physical environment to monitor and control musculoskeletal systems that may be complex with many degrees of freedom. Recent advances in robotics have proven to be powerful in broadening our understanding of how animals run in a controlled manner. Beauty is subjective, and as such, it of course cannot be defined in absolute terms. But we all know or feel when something is beautiful to us personally, and in such instances, methods of physics and network science can be used to quantify and help us better understand what it is that evokes that pleasant feeling. Climate change and biodiversity decline are major challenges of our time. Both are predominantly caused by human activities with profound consequences for people and the ecosystems on which we depend. Some actions we can undertake are beneficial in both areas, helping to mitigate and adapt to climate change as well as conserve and restore biodiversity. For centuries, the study of biological processes has inspired fundamental mathematical developments, while mathematical analysis have been instrumental in developing a mechanistic understanding of biological observations. This fruitful cross fertilization has gained momentum over recent decades, thanks in part to extraordinary technological advancements in the biological sciences, as well as the rising availability of large scale computational resources. Digital art can be computer generated, scanned, or drawn using a tablet and a mouse. Thanks to improvements in digital technology, it is possible to download video onto computers, allowing artists to manipulate the images they had filmed with a video camera. This gives artists a creative freedom, allowing them to cut and paste within moving images to create visual collages. There were two types of soldier in the Roman army, the Roman legionary and the auxiliaries. The legionaries were the very best soldiers and the auxiliaries were actually non-Roman citizens. Legionaries wore an undershirt made of linen and a woolen tunic. The linen helped the soldiers to stay cool while the wool helped to trap heat, keeping the soldiers warm. Domestic cats that are largely indoor hunt less than outdoor cats because they don't have access to mice. In the wild, feral cats are taught how to kill prey by their mothers. Domestic cats often fail to learn this skill, which is why you will see them playing with anything they catch, or they may bring the mouse to you to kill.